Louisiana Beer Reviews, Paulaner Hefe Weizen, natural wheat beer from Bavaria, Germany. This was sent to me from Germany by Paulaner. Thank you, Paulaner.
Thank you, Paulaner. So before we get started, I'm just going to put it out there for the record. Wheat beers are one of my not so great ones that I like. However, I am open to every beer that comes in to taste. With that said, we're going to go ahead and crack this open, give a good review on it, taste it, and let you know what we found out.
It's been years since I've reviewed this beer, and it was from the bottle. I don't really like wheat beers either, to tell you the truth, but we'll see how this comes out.
I believe, you know, as you age, you get a little bit more, you know, gluten sensitive to things.
There's
a whole lot of gluten in wheat.
Wheat, yeah, well, that's the juice of the wheat, gluten.
Right. Okay, so the pour is coming out. You know, it's got that.
Hold on, nice can with all this art showing like they're
nice.
at
I like
a beer festival.
It looks like you know, it's kind of reverse. Like maybe there's a gold background and it's kind of penciled out with the white.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. So getting back to the beer, I'm looking at, to me, if I didn't know a hill of beans about this, I would say, wow, that's just like the Blue Moon. Because, you know, in America, that's the standard coming out of the Coors Company is Blue Moon.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. It does look like a one.
Particularly back in the late 80s and 90s when it was introduced, oh man, you go anywhere.
Well, 1995. 95.
All
that's
the
when
ladies
Blue Moon came out, 95.
95.
All the ladies would drink it, yeah.
All the ladies loved it, and they put a slice of orange in it. Don't know why. Maybe they cut the gluten. Who knows?
Well, Blue Moon, even today, Blue Moon they add orange peels to it. But this one has no orange peels added. It's just water, barley malt, hops, and wheat. And yeast, of course, to ferment it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it smells like coriander.
Got a white, kind of like a bone-colored head.
Yeah.
Or maybe this Saints white.
Yeah.
Cap head, minus sweat stains.
And it's golden and orange.
Yeah, and you can smell it, the grain, just the wheat grain. It's almost pungent when you smell it. It gets in your nostrils. It's like, ooh, that's wheat, you know.
And it's got that spicy nose from the coriander, from the yeast. The yeast.
Smells some coriander.
Coriander and banana, but they don't add any banana or coriander. Some people say it smells like bubble gum.
That's from the yeast, yeah. Yes, some folks would say bubble gum, like the old hard ink
in the football cards.
Right. Yeah. Or you get it as like that pop, you know, where it's just like that nugget, and you sit there and you feel like it's almost breaking your teeth when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, right.
And then you chew it, and then, you know, it was that old good gum where you stuck it somewhere, you know somebody was going to step in it and then string in it. Anyway, move forward.
Yeah, I remember that old gum. And they used to have it in the Kiss cards also. Remember the band Kiss? They had their own set of cards.
Yeah, and the old Hot Rod cards where a cartoon character had his arm up like that, and he was on this big shifter going like that, and he was going... You don't remember those?
I don't remember those.
Maybe before your time.
It's strongly spiced, but it's no spice added. It's just the yeast.
Yep. It's wheat beer.
Kind of creamy, sort of heavy bodied, sort of a dry finish.
But it's kind of
wheat.
It's sticking around on the palate, you know. Like
lingers, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of lingers. The grain. I'm still tasting the grain.
The wheat. They use barley also.
And I'm not for sure if this is something that they were looking to go with, per se. If this is the style, this particular...
I'm getting a little tap water.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. I'll tell you what Hefeweizen means.
Hefeweizen.
It means wheat beer with yeast. Hefe means yeast. So it means a yeasty wheat beer. Give me a swish and pour. It's a yeasty wheat beer. So they don't filter it and get all the gunk out. They leave it in, which some people would like, others would not. But yeah, Blue Moon is based on Belgian wheat beers, which is similar. Belgium does not have to follow the German purity law. So they will add orange peel, candy, sugar, other flavorings. You know, and in Germany they can't add flavorings. Although they can make Radlers, which is half fruit juice, so I guess you could call that a flavoring, but anyway. I'm picking up tap water. Anytime I drink wheat beers, I pick up tap water.
Yeah. It's almost like, it's not so much the tap water, it's just the pipe. The pipe smell, you know?
You mean like a water pipe? Like a copper water pipe?
No, not copper, galvanized.
I think water pipes are copper.
Well, new ones are. The old ones used to be galvanized. Remember you go to your grandparents' house, they had the spigot outside?
No, I
They
know.
were galvanized.
I know during the days of the Roman Empire they were lead, and a lot of people think the Roman Empire collapsed because the people had a lot of mental problems because they had lead poisoning. Could be true. It's kind of a heavy beer. It's 5.5. This would not be one you'd want to drink a whole lot of. Now the München Gold, you could slam that thing. That 4.9.
Oh, yeah.
That Munich Gold, you could just like go to town on that. This one, you wouldn't go to town on it because you would just say, okay, I had enough, you know. Like Blue Moon, you would say, oh, I had enough, you know, Blue Moon's turning my stomach, you know. Of course, I think this is perhaps better than Blue Moon.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this is your style. If this is what you like to drink. I've tried many wheat beers.
Yeah,
and
me too.
They're just not working for me, but I do appreciate the style. This has got to be one of the top, if not the top one I've tasted in the style.
Yeah, if I had to drink a wheat beer, this would be one I'd reach for. I
The
wouldn't-
wheat
but
you
I
can
wouldn't
taste, but it's not overly grainy. It's creamy to the effect that they actually did something with it, kind of like you do with a cream of wheat in it, inside of it, where it's almost like a silkiness going on. We were talking about that with the previous beer
Yeah.
review. I do like the way that the yeast is coming around, causing that coriander, kind of the bubblegummy banana-ness coming out. It's not overpowering, it's slight, and it adds into, I don't even know if this is maybe cutting some of the bitterness that we would get from wheat. If you take whole grain wheat bread and eat it, you're just like, ugh, I don't like that. But if you take like whole grain honey wheat bread and take a bite, you're like, oh, this is pleasant. So there's some kind of sweetness going on with this. Yeah, overall, I think it's well put together.
There's no doubt about that. It's the number one
Would I
selling
get it
wheat beer
again?
in Germany.
It's not my style.
I wouldn't have bought it on my
Bought
own,
it,
but they
yeah.
sent it to me as I said, I'll review it, you know.
But if this is your style, you know what? I'm going to give it an A.
Oh yeah, in the
It's
in
an
the
A.
style, it's an
Yeah,
A. No way.
it's well put together. It's not. There's no funkness going on with it. It's just really good. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly bubblegummed or anything like that. Everything just kind of goes right across in a nice, clean finish, plain.
In other words, it's very balanced.
Yes, very balanced.
So I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say 93 out of
I'm gonna
100.
give it a 95.
Whoa.
I'll give this a 95 because I just think it's a well put together beer.
So like you say, it's not our jam, but we
No.
appreciate them sending it.
Right.
We're giving it a fair score. We wouldn't be, if we
Again,
went
if
to,
this is your style, this would probably be an A+ beer for you.
oh yeah. And now, I mean, like, you know, we have been to Oktoberfest and Volksfest, and we never reach for wheat beers. But there's other people that go there, and that's all they drink, and they would love it, you know. So
Right.
yeah, that's a real winner in that category. So Les Bon Temps Relais, a most excellent wheat beer from Germany, from a company that's been making beer since the 1630s. That's kind of impressive.
They kind of know what they're doing, kids.
Yeah, a little bit. We're going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to Jefferson Parish, Louisiana.